Okay, so this is called Two Coins. It's a new song off the new album. So I haven't really had much of a chance to do tutorials on most of the songs at the moment. So this is the first one I managed to find time for, but fairly simple anyway. So I'm going to start by playing it, and then just go on to explain how it's played. So here we go. Okay, so that was kind of a shortened down version of the song. Apologies if it's a little bit dark. I'm going to see if I could get some light. There we go, that's better. So basically, to explain how the song's played. Now, if you want to keep it simple, all it is really E minor. So for those who don't know how to play E minor, these two fingers, A string and a D string on the 2nd fret. It's worth noting as well, capo's on the 4th, which you'll probably have noticed by now. Standard tuning. So basically, this is the first chord that you play. So the difference is, obviously, he does a few little hammer-ons and slides and other bits as well. So you can add those if you want. If you don't, the basic chord is this. So okay. Basically, the intro just plays around those two chords until you get to A minor. So, first chord, as we've established, is E minor. The second chord, basically, if you take a C chord, but all you're going to do is, so C is obviously index finger on the B string at the first. You're going to put your middle finger on the D string at the second. Oops, sorry, my bad. And then on this occasion, instead of putting your ring finger on the A string at the 3rd, you're actually going to put it on the E string at the 3rd, and then you're going to use your pinky finger to actually replace the position of your middle finger, which would normally be on the C chord on the A string. So you're actually playing 4 strings here. 2 of them are on the 3rd fret, so your ring finger and your pinky finger are on E and A at the 3rd. That should be the chord you get. So really all he does is actually just play between these two chords. And then it'll go straight into the verse, which is A minor. So A minor is obviously, again, your index finger is on the B string at the 1st, and then you've got these two fingers, which is your middle and your ring, going on the G and the D string at the 2nd. So you should get that sound. And then all you're actually doing throughout the verse is just alternating between E minor and the chord we showed you before, which must be some form of G, I don't know, or some sort of short F, I don't know. Really no idea what it's called, but that's how it's played. So once you've actually gone through, obviously obviously the verse, doing the alternation between the A minor and that chord. You then go on to the chorus, which is basically starts off with E minor again. So chord we've already done. So all you need to do is just play this. So you start off with E minor, and then you're going to switch to, I think it's like classed as D/F or some form of that. All it is, dead simple, it's just two fingers you're using. One of them's going on the E string at the second, the other one's going to go on the G string at the second as well. So you should get this sound. So it'll go. So once you've done those two chords, now this is a fairly, well, it's not technical really, it's actually more simple than playing a chord, but if you're fairly new to playing guitar, you might find it a little bit tricky to start with, but it'll get used to it, because obviously slides and things like that are going to be fairly common for you. So once you've done E minor and this kind of D/F chord, all you need to do is take one of your fingers, I just use my middle finger, and you're going to slide on the A string from the second to the fourth. Now what I tend to do is kind of half mute this E string at the top, because I find it can take away from that note there, whatever that note is. And if you actually hit that whilst it's almost muted, it creates a dull tone, which I think is what he does. I don't think he leaves that open, so it'll go. I think he does partly mute it, so that's all you need to do. So there's again kind of like three sections of that chorus: E minor, the D, and then the slide. And he finishes on an E minor again. Now that's the kind of song, the basic patterns of the song. All I was going to add on the end here for you is those who really want to play the other bits to make it sound a bit more genuine. At the start, you've got your E minor, and what he's doing is doing E minor using his pinky finger to actually hammer on the 4th fret of the of the D string. So it's actually starting with a hammer on. You've got to be fairly quick, I'd say. It doesn't look very neat, so I don't know if I'm doing it the correct way, but all he's doing is basically so to kind of break it down for you, all I've kind of improvised is E minor, hammer on with your pinky finger, and then I take my middle finger down onto the G string and slide from the second up to the 4th, and then index finger on the B string at the 3rd. So it doesn't sound that neat, to be fair, but I haven't really practiced, so so that's basically what I'd done. So again, just do it again. Now for this next part, what he's doing is taking off fingers gradually to break down. You'll hear it in the background, again just to make it a bit more authentic. So when you're back on this chord, you take your pinky finger off first, and then obviously play that with the open A string, and then you take your middle finger off next, so all you're left with is two strings there that you're holding on to, and then the last one is you're going to put your middle finger there on the E string at the second, and then you back into either E minor if you're playing still the intro, or you're back in A minor, which is obviously your verse. So again, just to run through it again. So that's pretty much the tutorial wrapped up. If you've got any questions, obviously drop us an email or like a message or comment on the video and I'll try and get back to you. Strumming pattern is something everybody always asks me for. I don't even know what the strumming patterns are. I tend to just listen to the song and pick it up. My advice would be, if you're starting to learn to play, just practice listening to a song and trying to figure out what the rhythm of the song is. After you've kind of done that for 6 months-ish, you'll probably get used to it. And then when you finally see the chords, if you go on Ultimate Guitar or something, you'll think, oh, I know how to play that, because obviously the rhythm is blah, 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 and then you'll pick it up and play it. So I haven't got a strumming pattern for this, if you are asking. But I'm sure if somebody else out there wants to sit and write down, feel free to. Okay, cheers.